Day, which is celebrated every year on the 28th February on the name of C.V. Raman effect. Okay. And the main theme of this Science Day, celebrating Science Day, is to bring out the science and technology in day-to-day life. The importance of science in human beings, how it will help the entire society to develop in different ways. And this year particularly the theme of Science Day is Women in Science. Tomorrow all the women sciences are going to be awarded by our President. So once again I wish you all the best, and I wish you all the science teachers. You can bring a lot of innovatives, and you can bring up or you can train the students towards the development of science and technology, which is very essential and very important for the growth of the nation. Thank you very much.
Now I am continuing this body model. We want to keep the hands inside the product, and we want to press the hand. When the sandals fall in the hand, we want to apply this fully on the hand in the totally hand. We want to finish like this. We want to totally inside the fingers and knees. Thank you friends for giving this opportunity. Thank you for happy national science.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Udai. I am from 9th B. My topic is about robotics in industries. Robotics are very useful in our day-to-day life. Robots do many of the work and their maintenance is very costly. In an industrial robot is a robot which is used for manufacturing, and industrial robots are programmable, and it can move by the 3 axes. The first real robot programming arrived unsurprisingly along with the first industrial robot. The Unimate was invented by George Bell in 1954. Robots in industrial sector are mostly used for the increasing productivity and the industries. The robots are mainly used for the industrial robot can work in hot temperatures also, but a man cannot bear the temperature also, and they are most essential in our life, and the industries also are very essential. Now my friend Mayur will continue.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Mayur. Now I will explain about usage of industrial robot. Robots are used in industries in many parts. For example, they are used in designing cars, transportation of goods, packing goods, etc., and many various activities. Robot takes less time and do more work. Robots do work perfectly. This prevents from accidents. Goods which are made by robots are in good quality. It can do work for more time without rest. Disadvantages of robots are they are highly cost. It can't be affordable by normal companies. They also need high maintenance. Robots create unemployment in society. Handling of robot is also difficult. By this, I conclude that robots are very essential in industries, mostly in manufacturing. Thank you. Have a good day. Happy Sunday.
This is how the automobiles are being ready by the robots. The robots are mostly used in the manufacturing. The first picture indicates that these are all the manufacturing parts of a car. And second picture, this is how used in the mobile. And third picture is the repairing of the cars, and it's also manufacturing. And the fourth picture is an TV manufacturing company. Thank you. Happy National Science.
So know that when the electricity passes through the wire, the metal can heat, and the good conductors of the electricity are like copper and iron. If you also cause this electricity, the electricity can improve. Now we will show that how without touching you can pass. Then if it is touches to
Hello everyone, I am Muhammad Saifullah Faizan of 10th standard from St. Anthony's High School, Vidyanagar, Sangareddy, with my project Liquid Fuel from Solar Energy. This comes under the sub-theme of Technology for Sustainable Living. So now let us begin our project. The things on which we are going to concentrate in our project is sunlight is enormous, and 1 hour of sunlight on our planet is equals to energy consumption of planet in 1 year. Solar cells actually do well by converting sunlight into electrical energy, but they do not use entire light spectrum. They use only some part of it. So we are going to first we are going to utilize the complete solar spectrum by using magnifying lens. And how we are going to do this is by adding additional layers onto our solar panel model. That is a magnifying layer over here. This is a magnifying layer, and down is a layer of cerium dioxide. I was able to prepare from cerium dioxide, which is a ceramic. I will explain about it. So why we are using cerium dioxide layer is whenever we apply magnifying lens onto our solar panel, the temperatures are so high, so enormous. So to have control on those temperatures, we are going to add layer of cerium dioxide over here, and here is cerium dioxide. This is a ceramic, basically a ceramic. What it does is, whenever it gets heated by sunlight, it gently exhales some oxygen, and whenever it cools down, it inhales some oxygen. The idea is we have to give the oxygen whenever it is going to inhale from water molecule H2O. What remains is H2, such that we could prepare liquid fuel hydrogen from solar energy and also electricity in a good way. So I am adding this cerium dioxide to water. We will see it after some time. I am also adding some other of it such that reaction would take somewhat faster. So now coming to our main model. The main model of our project includes a setup which is a working one, and this setup should be placed onto the top terraces of buildings which are tall enough, where humid atmosphere is present. I mean water molecule H2O is more. So here we are having a compressor which compresses the hydrogen gas, and here is a solar panel which I have prepared a magnifying layer on it, and also I have added cerium dioxide powder on it. Here is water tub, and here is a magnifying lens which would make the water to evaporate, and whatever is whatever the cerium dioxide inhales oxygen from H2O molecule, H2 is being then stored by our compressor into a cylinder over there. So basically what happens in our model is, whenever this model is placed on top of buildings where H2O is more in atmosphere, it absorbs the molecule of oxygen from H2O and remains is H2, which is a liquid fuel, hydrogen, and it can be used in to run our society, to run aeroplanes, to run cars. It's okay. Now other thing we are having here is a double solar panel model. So this is a double solar panel model. What it does is, the solar panels are placed, one is up and another one is down. Both prepares electricity, both generates electricity. So whatever the sunlight is coming from top, it reflects from this foil aluminum. I have taken aluminum can and I have cutted it, and I was able to prepare this, and whatever sunlight is coming, it would help the solar panel here up to generate electricity, and the solar panel here down also produces energy as the sunlight reflects onto this foil, and it reflects down to the solar panel which is down. So we can prepare energy in a greater way and in a nicer way. So let us see here. See, you can see the bubbles. I would also test whether it is hydrogen or not with mastic. So now let us test this gas. So I have burnt a mastic over here, and let us see. I'm able to hear pop sound, and the flames are fluttering, and the hydrogen, as it is a flammable gas, it has almost burned all these bubbles. Now coming to the conclusion of our project, we can conclude that by using our project we are able to generate 120% more efficiently. We are able to generate solar energy. We are able to obtain energy from solar 120% more efficiently, and we are also able to gain hydrogen which is also known as liquid fuel, such that we could run our society with this. Thank you. I thank all the communities who are standing behalf, who have encouraged me to participate in this program. Thank you once again.
Hi friends, my name is Pranita. To begin the process of distillation, we have to pour water in boiling chamber. The boiling chamber is on heating. The boiling top of the boiling chamber, we have a vent. The water is when the temperature rises, water are going to become steam and goes through the vent and follows through the condenser. Condenser will remove the microorganisms and the water will fall in the glass as droplets, and condenser will convert steam as water.
The goal of producing electricity from the lemon is to convert the chemical energy to electrical energy, creating enough electricity to power up a small LED to a watch. We can also use lime, potato or tomato or other acidic foods to produce electricity. Generally, a lemon contains 7/10 of electricity volts to produce electricity, and if you take 2 lemons, we can charge an inexpensive watch. The lemon also contains electrodes to produce electricity. It lasts up to the electrons are present in it, and the battery also won't work if the potato or lemon dries up and electrons dissolves.